everyone to another Tracks on Sundays. I'm Trax Max, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we're on the Only Voids account, and there is a 2x Voids going on. It's actually way past my bedtime, as you can see behind me. It's daytime, so I should be sleeping right now. But I told you guys how much I wanted this Odin Father dude, and well, we need to give it a try, right? That's basically it. We saved up 28 void shards. That's the most we've ever had on this account since we started it. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped about this. Now, the odds of us actually getting a legendary is not going to be super high because we already pulled a Turvold. I'm pretty sure the account has not even had 200 void shards yet. So the actual chance of us, getting a void shard is just the 1% here. There's nothing, no mercy or anything like that going on here. So yeah, we can still use a lot of epics that we don't have on this account, like Inquisitor Shamail, for instance, for Hydra would be really, really nice. Deals with a lot of the issues I'm having right now. I think actually if I would get an Inquisitor Shamail, that we might actually be able to do hard Hydra instead of the normal that we're doing right now, right? But there's a lot of other things. Maybe like a cardinal for the stone skin cardinal team for arena and stuff like that. Or some speed boosters. I guess you have, what's her name again? From Knights Rev. Golden Reaper. She's decently fast, faster than Arbiter. And of course has this increased speed buff on all allies and the turn meter by 20%. So that's really nice. Would be cool to have an arena as well, right? So something like that I'd still be happy with that. Obviously the big prize is Odin. Yeah, again, this is our aura for us. So yeah, man, I guess we'll just hop right into it. There's not much needed to be said. All right, here goes nothing. Pretty exciting. Okay, start off with a blue. It is a Painsmith. I don't think I actually had a Painsmith yet, which is interesting because he has this ultra destruction, attacks when enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. So we now have a block revive ability on this account for dwarves. I think this might unlock some things in Cursed City where you have like the Frost Spider, right? So if he kills the Frost Spider with this ability, it doesn't revive, and you don't really need the HP burn. So yeah, cool. New champion, always good. More champions is more options, right? So even though it's just a rare, I'm still happy with that. Eviscerator, we have one of her at 50 already. We're actually using her in our faction wars as well. Might bump her up to 60 at a certain point because I believe she dies at the boss of stage 21. So we'll see though if we don't pull anything better. Ooh, tree shield knot. Okay. Well, this guy I'm definitely gonna build and slot in to my Sylvan Watchers. And then I think we just have the whole faction cleared for sure. Like, if we make sure that this guy just literally, virtually cannot die, then we can just not lose in that faction, I don't think. So that's a huge pull right there. That is crazy good. I know Jay Giggs used him a lot in his series, and yeah. All right, that's good to pull one of these because we have one, I think, but yeah, actually I was gonna say we have one, but what? We can only fuse one of the werewolves, so actually it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna build this guy, even though he does have a block buffs on his A1, which could help for faction wars again. Um, but it's only a 50% chance, and it's also only one enemy. I opted not to build this guy. Just, I didn't feel like he was going to be useful enough. And I think that we actually have it with the team that I just presented to you. So I don't think we're going to need this Amarantine skeleton. uh, what else does he have? Block active skills, heal reduction. Yeah, nah, not too interested in him actually. Come on, give me some. Ooh, purple is always nice. Hey, this is actually really nice. Paidma, she's like an OG, mostly known for this A1 that has a decreased attack on it, right? Attacks one enemy 2 times. If this attack is critical, has a 100% chance when booked. Chance of placing a decreased attack debuff on all enemies. So basically, she has a AoE decreased attack, 100% one on all enemies under A1. That's really really good. Definitely useful for a lot of bosses and stuff. And we didn't have that really. We had veteran, but this is way better. She also has an AoE. This is a 50% chance of placing decreased accuracy. That's not too great. 3-turn cooldown, but 50% is not. I think the rares I'm using right now that have decreased accuracy. What's his name? The dwarf. He has like a shotgun or something in his hand. Forgot his name.
Oi, lad, I'm right here. I'm right here, lad. What's your problem? Ah.
But I think he has a higher chance. So that's kind of awkward, but then the A3 is a 4-turn cooldown, attacks one enemy, removes all buffs from the target, and places them on this champion. Okay, that is pretty cool though. Goes down to a 3-turn cooldown. I mean, I said 4-turn, it's a 3-turn actually. And it's 100% too, so you don't really need to book here for this. In fact, actually, she doesn't really need to be booked at all if you think about it. Like, okay, you get a 100% chance if you book the A1, but 85 is actually still pretty damn good. And this is kind of bad already because it's only 50-50, so you probably don't use this as her. Like, you're not relying on this decreased accuracy is what I'm trying to say. And then this is, 100% by itself. It's just obviously 3-turn cooldown is better than 5-turn cooldown, but how fast can actually enemies in dungeons, that is, put up like buffs? If she's fast enough, 5-turn cooldown might just even be good enough, right? But also a demon spawn, which is actually also super super nice. We were kind of struggling there. I think only like 33 stars or something. Not much going on in that faction, but she definitely is gonna help there. So yeah, that's a win for sure. See, that's what I mean with like epics. Oh, here's the
Not
here's the one I was talking
worthy.
about, Dilgol. So let's take a look here. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a dude. Each hit has a 85% chance of placing a decreased accuracy. So why does Padma only have a 50% chance? Come on, Plarium. Buffer. Yes, her A1 is good, but still, she shouldn't be outdone by, this dwarf. Come on. Even though this dwarf looks pretty damn cool, right, with the rifle. Is he like the only character in the game with a rifle? I think he is, right? Pretty sure he is. But that's like my third one now, so didn't really need him. Centurion, now that's one that I did want because I took one to 50, so I need an extra copy to fuse the werewolf, right? So that's also good. That's also definitely a win. More blue, Stitch Beast. Well, don't think I'm going to need a third one, but thanks anyway. All right. What else? We got another purple. Oh, I know somebody's going to be very jealous about this one. Oh no. Oh no. And people are going to say, you know what Trax pulled? Madam Serris. Actually, on my main account, um, I have a video where I went for Madam Serris when she was on like one of the first 15 X's or something. And eventually we got her from that session. But yeah, this is pretty big actually because she has this, wait, it's not this one right here. A 4-turn cooldown, removes all buffs from enemies, so full strip of buffs. Then places a decrease attack big boy version and decrease defense big boy version on all enemies for 2 turns. So strip all your buffs, put up decrease attack, put up decrease defense, all in one turn, all in one move. Man, for live arena, this is just, yeah, this can make people like rage quit for sure. Like this is so good. But also like some dungeons or whatever, having decreased attack and decreased defense is just really phenomenal. A1 has a 20% chance of placing fear debuff for 1 turn, also not bad. Increases to 30 if the target is under 1 debuff. Increases to 45% if the target is under 2 or more debuffs, which is nice because she does that, right? She puts up 2 debuffs herself, so that is often going to be 45% chance of placing a fear debuff. Really nice. Removes all buffs from enemies. Places a... Oh, that's the one I read. Attacks all enemies. Has a 50% chance of stealing 1 random buff from each target. Places a block debuffs buff on all allies for 2 turns if any buff is stolen. Places a true fear debuff for 1 turn on enemies who have buffs stolen. So instead of stripping, has a chance of stealing the buff. Places block debuff if a buff is stolen, and puts a true fear on that target if the buff is stolen. Oh my god. That, like, it's only a 50% shot, but it's on a 3-turn cooldown. And like if there is, or if there are multiple champions with a buff on, this is still pretty nice because I think it um it counts separately. So if there's like 5 champions, the odds that you're gonna steal a buff from one of those champions is pretty high, right? I don't know by heart how much it's gonna be, but it's 50% chance for each of those. So you probably have, like, I'm gonna do a wild guess, like 70 something percent chance of stealing the buffs. So, or a buff at least, right? And then putting the true fear on there and etc. So yeah, this is what this. She's a little bit power crept, I'd say, but that's mostly due to polymorph. So if he can get her into like a pinpoint, the new set really is pretty good for her specifically. She's still pretty top tier. One of the best epics in the game for sure. And by the way, now we actually have a 100% defense down big boy version instead of Dagger, who, you know, is not 100%. This is 100% chance all the time. Also removes the buffs and all that. It's a 4-turn cooldown, which is a little, that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. She's still really good. She also has a passive, by the way, places a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. Just randomly gets a shield for taking your turn. When attacked while under a shield buff, has a 35% chance of placing a fear debuff on the attacker. So if she takes a turn and you attack her right after that, while she still has this shield on, while if you don't strip it or whatever, she again has a chance to fear the attacker going into her. Yeah, just super nice. Arena offense 5. Faction wars is another thing I was thinking about a second ago, but she's gonna help there for sure as well. I'm pretty sure we're gonna blast through Dark Elves now. Now that we actually have this on the team, that this is just incredible. We still have 19 shards, guys, and we already pulled 2 pretty good champions. So, um, I don't really care almost what happens after this. Like a seer would be nice, and maybe some orcs to help us there. This is our 4th painkeeper, so I think we're good with the painkeepers now. Bloodhorns, I will take Bloodhorns. We can use those to fuse extra copies of Broadmaw. I will be fusing extra copies of Broadmaw, for sure. So I will take Bloodhorns. Also, I might actually just want to build a Bloodhorn at some point. He's not super good, but he does bring a little bit of support here, with a mini ally protection, basically. So it's only half your team, right? He only does 2 out of the 4 that he could protect if he had like the full thing, but that's still pretty good. Um, Unfortunately, it is random allies, so you can't really pick who it's going to go on. But yeah, it's still better than you would think. It's on a 3-turn cooldown as well, so if an ally is hit with a critical hit, places a continuous heal buff on them for 1 turn. So also not too bad, really. Doesn't have a cooldown, so if they keep critting your team, at least he helps keep them alive a little bit, right? And the AO1 was nothing. Nah, doesn't matter. It's more about the ally protect and this continuous heal buff thing. But yeah, not too bad. Another rare. Oh man, it's an orc, but I have so many Ripper Fists. I don't even want to. I have like 2 at 40 right now, and I'm using him because I don't have anything better. Well, our friend Brancharm, Lasser. We have 5 of him, or actually, we might have 6 of him. I think. Like I think I have 1 in the faction guardians or something. So I guess to fill up the faction guardians, it's fine. She might be. I have to check, but I think this one is one for the fusion as well for the werewolf. Which, by the way, I don't think the werewolf is really good. However, our skinwalkers really need help. So if we could fuse that perhaps during the champion chase for Odin, that's some extra points there, and we will improve the skinwalkers, of course. 13 left. Michaelis, or Michaelis. I think he's a pretty decent champion. I'm not going to go over his kit, but we don't need Ogre tribes anymore. Oh my god. You're kidding me. No way, dude. You give me a barbarian and you give me a Carl. An actual champion that I already had. Oh my god, dude. This is so troll. This is so, I don't. Well, for what it's worth, your Carl is very good. Extremely good. He's the reason why I'm actually able to push anything in Doom Tower hard right now. He's also the reason why I actually reached the final stage in Barbarian's faction crypts. Because he's just that good. He has the turn meter depletion, right? Steals a turn meter, places increased speed, Right. Also steals 100% of target turn meter, places 30% increased speed buff on this champion. So he does, basically he says, you don't get turn meter, I get turn meter, you get decreased speed, I get increased speed, and will ignore 50% of target's defense while under a freeze debuff, which he does on his A3 AoE and does on his A1 with a double hitter. Which, by the way, there's a little trick if you have to face UDK with this guy. You can actually like target somebody, and obviously your first attack will go onto UDK, but your second will go onto your target and will freeze that target as well, which is pretty cool, right? But man, oh my god. Hey, you Carl, dude. It was even a barbarian too. Like that this is Odin's faction and we just man. Like you can't be mad that you pull a legendary, but it's uh yeah, I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't know how to feel here. Like here he is. Here's my Carl builds. Um, he's kind of like a hybrid build. As you can see, I gave him quite some HP so that he can do some damage, right? He's in Savage, but it's nothing amazing, right? Like he doesn't have like crazy stats or anything, but he does have some accuracy going for him. Um, but yeah, a second one. I don't I don't know, man. I thought we had him. I saw the snow and I was like, this is gonna be him. I don't know if I should pull now because we literally pulled another legendary on this account. Um, what are the odds in 11 shards that we're gonna pull another one? Like maybe I should now just hold off until the Odin thing pops up. I'm trying to think about this because 2X's don't come along very often. Let's take a look at our faction wars first. Yeah, no, screw it. We're gonna go in. We're gonna go in again. Or not. Um, you know what? Actually, there. I'm gonna have to move some stuff anyway, but I don't feel like doing it right now. Ragemonger, yeah, yeah, yeah. You had your moment. We've seen you in action. We love you. Not looking for you. Cage Bound already had one of those, but I got him after I finished Lizardman, so unnecessary. Here's another demon spawn. I have one of her already, but I didn't really build her because I think she's pretty bad. Not even going to talk about her. She places a bomb, but it's like horrible. Well, here you go. Another fanatic for Shadowkin. This should help, technically should help a little bit, but I just don't know how much because yeah, they're not super useful. Like having one in a team would be okay, but Terry, we have enough Terrys. Terrys for everybody. Yo, dude, we pulling a lot of rares now. Another epic is kind of what I'm looking for here. There you go. Oh, it's a Banner Lord. So 100% chance, 4 poisons on a 3-turn cooldown. But this was the problem with her, I think. So she also does this, right? Heal reduction, which you don't really want this buff on the clown boss, for instance. Attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has a 60% chance of placing a stun debuff. Well, worst case scenario, she will probably speed up my faction wars, which I guess that's a small victory for us. We might actually be able to farm stage 21 instead of yeah, stage 20 or whatever. But yeah, Bannerlords is not what we need, dude. Not what we need, and that is also not what we need. We have 2 bulwarks already. Yeah, our friend from the undead. We have multiple of you already. 2 more, guys. 2 more. Can we... Well, another cow. Come on. Can we get something... Serris level? Can we get something Serris level? No, because we don't have room. Right. All right. Final one. Final chance to get this Odin dude. You already played me, but we believe. No, it's blue. And it's another Terry. Damn it. Damn it, dude. We will call it a day. And yeah, our journey continues. The road to Lydia is still definitely not completed. We still have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of factions that just don't have any champions. Like ⚢ᚤᚁᚾ just doesn't have the champions. Dwarves, maybe I could make work if I 60 almost all of them, but I don't even think they would do it, to be fair. And then orcs is still horrible right now. Skinwalkers, we have some things coming up, but is right now is not anything at all. And yeah, the other factions, but most of them seem like we're gonna be finishing them in the very, very near future. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much again for joining me today. I know Void Shard pulls is not everyone's cup of tea, but it's part of what we're doing on the channel. So if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate that as well. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.